You were about to give up your search when you noticed something in the corner of your eye. The familiar shade of Crowe's indigo vest torn to pieces. He might have been attacked by a bear, honestly. Or maybe he was like really hot and just ripped his vest off. It could have been a lot of things. You feel your heart drop, the air suddenly feels suffocating. Because it's hot, obviously. You know when it's like really hot and you're just like, oh, I can't breathe because it's so hot? Your legs wobble their way to the torn piece, hoping that it was some sort of hallucination or some kind of sick coincidence. But no, this is exactly Crowe's vest. All torn and broken. Could have been made out of like a really cheap material. He could have been walking and it could have got like caught, the fabric could have got like caught on a branch. And then he tried to like take it off the branch, but next thing you know, it was ripped. And he was like, oh man, now they got a hole in it. And at that point, he was probably like, I don't want this vest anymore, and just ripped it off. You search around the area one last time, eyes keener than before, hoping that this might have been some kind of prank someone pulled on you. Till your eyes land on a strange and broken down shed. Clenching the torn fabric close to your chest, you hastily make your way to the shed. Okay, so my thing is, why did you pick the fabric up? I don't understand what the purpose of that is. Am I going to like try to sew it back together? Is that what's going on here? Because I feel like Crowe obviously don't want it. It's all ripped up. It's not going to do anybody any good. He's going to need a new vest. Thoughts of Crowe invade your mind as you ignore all the warnings waving to your face. MC's really good at ignoring things. Mostly red flags. The moment you came face to face with the shed, your nose picked up on something bad. MC farted. The smell of iron. The smell of blood. What if it's an iron deposit? Would an iron deposit smell like iron? I think it would. You rattle the wooden door open. Okay. If you thought you smelled blood and you thought it was coming from inside the shed, would you really try to open the shed or would you call the police? Because I'm thinking I would call the police. But hey, that's just me. It won't budge. Good. Now call the police. Because what are you? You're not a superhero. You're not Superwoman. You're not Superman. You're not super anything. Crap. Open up, mother beeper. So MC really think that they're tougher than what they are. They think that they can handle whatever threat may or may not be on the other side of that door for some reason. I don't know where all this big, bad, I'm so strong energy is coming from. You look around for something to pry the door open. You really don't need to be prying that door open. You really don't. Coincidentally, a lone axe was sticking on a tree stump. Gathering your strength, you pried it off of its hinges, nearly knocking yourself down with it. Dragging the heavy axe to the front door, you swing it open, breaking the wooden door piece by piece until a hole forms into it. Not only this is the bad idea because you should be calling the police, but it's a bad idea because this is not your shed. You are trespassing. This is not, you have no business being out here. Feel how you want to feel about the situation, but he does. If we could just put our hate or anger or whatever aside, if we could just clear our minds for a bit, if we could just be reasonable, I'd like to think that we can all agree that he looks nice with short hair. Nice little haircut. You want to rip your heart out of your chest? You want to burn this whole forest to ash? Which is disrespectful to the forest because the forest ain't got nothing to do with this. The forest didn't do this to him. And what if there's other people in the forest? Maybe don't burn the forest down? Maybe don't start forest fires? Before you lay Crowe's corpse, his head is barely attached to his shoulders, and you can clearly see the gaping injury left by something sharp on his neck. His eyes were left open, and you gaze at them, wishing, praying, and hoping that his vibrant, azure orbs would smile at you again. But no, his eyes remain dull, soulless. Speaking of soul, love that guy. No, let me stop. You mutter his name over and over and over, asking him to get up, to talk to you, to tell you what happened. But he doesn't get up, because how could he? He better not get up. If he does get up, then he's a zombie. Something is very wrong. You hear footsteps behind you, accompanied by the clanking of metal before something drops to the ground. You swiftly turn around, meeting the eyes of someone you never expected to be here. Oh, hey, Sol, what's up? A pair of fiery red orbs grew wide like saucers as their owner beholds your slumped, blood-stained figure. He's just as surprised as you are. Like, he, too, cannot believe what has just taken place. His gaze reveals a mix of surprise, dread, and panic. And understandably so. We both just witnessed something unbelievable. Crowe is dead. Who could have done such a thing? No, you shouldn't be here. Sol, I agree. I should not be here. I am trespassing. Why am I here? You need to leave. His pleas fell on deaf ears. Instead, you stare at the bloody hand axe that he dropped, his equally bloody hands and his dark shirt wet with red liquid. Maybe he was examining Crowe's dead body, trying to, figure out who could have killed him, what happened, like a detective. Maybe he was, getting blood samples or whatever detectives do. And, he's got a little messy in the process, and that's why he's covered in blood. He killed him. You don't know that. You do not know that he killed Crowe. Did he say that? Could you give him a chance to speak? Could you ask him first? Can you give him a chance to explain himself? I don't like how you're just jumping to I don't like how MC is jumping to conclusions. And I played more than enough Ace Attorney games to know how this goes. They make it seem like Sol's the killer, but he's not. He could have been framed. He could have been set up. You killed him, didn't you, Sol? That's right. At least ask him. Don't just throw accusations out there like that. Sol bit his tongue, refusing to answer your question as he stays put. Because how dare you ask him such a thing? He's probably offended. I'd be offended. You can see the way his jaw clenches, his expression now filled with rage that you would think so little of him. He was going to take you away from me. So Crowe was a kidnapper. Interesting. I've only done something I wish I should have done years ago. So you're not even going to deny it. What does the MC want? You asked him a question. He told you the truth. And now you're mad that he told you the truth. What do you want? You're very flippity floppity, don't know what you want. You want the truth, but you don't want the truth. I would never lie to you, Chait. And I appreciate that, because honesty is important. You don't want people lying to you left and right. You don't need people like that in your life. But why? Why did you do this? Because I love you, Chait. And I'm not letting that jerk take you away from me. Well, if it makes you feel any better, he can't do that no more. You're mine and mine alone. Not gonna lie, that seems a little selfish, but we all have our negative traits. Nobody's perfect. You were taken aback by his declaration of love towards you. It left a disgusting taste in your mouth. How dare he taint the word love? I wouldn't say he tainted it. You're misunderstanding him. How dare he throw it around like it's an object? No, because you're not hearing what he's saying, though. You monster! I don't like that MC is calling him names, because there's no need for name calling. I think that's taking it way too far. You lunge at him, aiming for his neck and pushing him down on the dirt ground. He claws at your hands, not expecting your sudden strength as you unbuckle his choker, pulling on the strap and using it to choke him. Ironic. You mean nothing to me. I don't even know you. Well, that's not true. That's not true. You know his name. You know that he's the kid and he's sitting in the back and other such things. You know that he's a murderer, I guess. You love me? I loved him. Well, perhaps it's time to move on, let go of the past, and focus on the present. Think about your future. Don't let this get you down. Crowe's dead, but you're not. Crowe would want you to be happy. And if that's not what Crowe would want, then you didn't need him in your life. He was everything to me. He was my savior, my first love, my everything. What do you know about me? He knows that you like orange juice. You must pay for what you've done. You cough. Blood seeps to your lips. It's not supposed to happen. You look further down and see a sharp blade through your chest. No, please. Stay with me. Keeping your eyes open is getting tiring. Breathing is getting tiring. Making excuses is getting tiring. With one last breath, you flutter your eyes closed, and the last thing you hear are these exact words. No witnesses. To be fair, I didn't witness anything. I didn't witness the murder take place. So, don't really see why I had to die. That's all I'm saying.